Oh yeah. Never gets old, man. Hello, and welcome to my very first update video on SubZero, my 2018 Mustang GT. I got the car back in August, and I got it with 11,000 miles on it. Right now, I'm at almost 16,000 miles, so I guess you could say seat time-wise, I've had about 5,000 miles in it. Now, this is my daily driver. I drive it almost every day now, and I'm gonna go into the ins and outs of what I've noticed about owning this car over time, and is the magic gone? Have I already gotten sick of it, if that makes sense? I also have a 2013 Mustang GT that I've had since 2012. So in comparison, these are drastically different cars. And of course, as soon as I started filming this video, it started raining. So I apologize about the little rain droplets in the background. First things first, what is it like to drive this car every day? Well, it's a piece of cake. I got heated and cool seats. I actually discovered that I had a heated steering wheel. I know that sounds crazy when you look into buying a car and you go through all the options. I just totally overlooked it. And then one day I was going through the settings and I hit this steering wheel button and I was just driving around and my hands were getting all nice and toasty. It was awesome. So I probably won't be changing my steering wheel anytime soon to like a carbon fiber one or something, because I just love having the heated steering wheel. And honestly, one of my favorite things about this car is the digital dash. It really takes the Mustang into the 21st century. When I go back to my 2013 Mustang GT, it feels like rough. It's not that I don't love that car still. I absolutely love that car. I always will. But the gauges look like they're from the early 2000s. The dash feels like it's from 2005. You know, it's just not up to par with today's standards of that price range back when it came out. So let's talk about all the things that we have done to make the Mustang look like this, all the way to this. I'm extremely happy with how this car came out aesthetically so far. One, we did wheels and tires. I had to get rid of those factory wheels. Surprisingly, a lot of you guys really like the factory wheels. I guess we just have different tastes, because I thought they were very ugly. I was gonna get dark wheels just like Smurf, the 2013 Mustang, but I was like, you know, I'll try something different. I'll get something more classy looking. So I went with the niche wheels instead. But I also went with Michelin PS4S tires, and they are my favorite street tire on the market right now, without being something crazy like a Toyo 888 or something like that. The PS4S, you can drive in the rain, and you're totally fine. If you drive on Pilot Super Sports or something like that, sometimes it's not so fun in the rain in comparison. It doesn't do bad, but it's better to be on the PS4S for sure. Once we did that, the car looked kind of goofy because one, it sat way too high. The factory Mustang GT is so obnoxiously tall. Like, I can't believe that like the design studio kind of let that happen. You really need to have the S550 especially dropped. The S550 Mustang chassis just looks better lowered. It just does. I mean, don't get me wrong, the older Mustangs also sit way too tall now. My friend CJ just got a Mach 1, and the difference between the stock height and a lowered coilover height like hurts my head. And then after that, we did the Euro tails. Now, the Euro taillights are easily my favorite aesthetic upgrade I've done to this car. And I say upgrade very lightly. The reason I say that is, one, go check out S550 Euros on Instagram if you're interested in these taillights. Two, in Europe, they have clear taillights on their Mustangs OEM or factory. Here we got these really bright candy cane looking red taillights. On the white especially, I just didn't think it looked that good. Once I did the Euro taillights, I was like, wow, the rear end is really starting to come together. But we got the wheels and tires, and then after that, we did a spoiler to kind of bring a little bit of aggressiveness to it on the back. So we did the spoiler, we did a MMD V-Series spoiler from American Muscle. Then after that, I did an MMD front spoiler, chin spoiler, front lip. There's so many different terms, especially in the Mustang world, for whatever a front lip is. But then after that, we did the upper grille and lower grille. So then the car looked completely different already. Unfortunately, it still looked kind of goofy because it was so tall. Finally, our friends over at Fortunato hooked us up and we got Fortunato 510 coilovers. Now, the number one thing that transformed this car's driving ability and driving comfort and just everything was the coilovers. When we were installing the coilovers, I was like, yeah, you know, I've been around, I've driven plenty of cars with coilovers. It's not a big deal. My Integra has coilovers, my 240 has coilovers. I know they make a difference, but coilovers on a S550 Mustang transform this car. Of course, combined with a nice tire, that's when you're in business. However, not only aesthetically does the car look a million times better, it sits pretty, it sits low, and it's very elegant. The curves of the S550 really pop and have nice wide hips in the back when you do the coilovers. When it really comes down to is the handling, because since the center of gravity is lowered, not only that, the stiffness of the chassis is better. It doesn't have that old man floppiness to it, going around like this, like in a stock Mustang. It's pretty incredible. The steering gets way more direct. Just everything gets buttoned up. You can go around corners much more confidently, and I cannot wait to drive this car in the mountains. I'm going to make it happen pretty soon, because this is still a stock motor and stock transmission, and yet the car feels completely transformed. We also did a MagnaFlow exhaust on this, and the MagnaFlow sounds pretty good. Makes the motor just seem a little bit more alive. The Coyote cars are very quiet when you first get them. It makes it more of the raw domestic experience. Let's talk about the big one in the room, the automatic. All of my other cars are manual. My Integra's manual, my 240's manual, my other Mustang's manual. I just got an F-150 EcoBoost, which is auto, but you know, whatever. Do I regret not getting the manual? And the answer is no. Thing is that the Mustang's manual is weak. The manual transmission in the 2018 Mustang and above is a weak transmission. It doesn't feel very secure without doing a short shifter and a 2-post bracket. And when I had a 2018 press car about a year ago, I had a manual and I drove it around and I was like, the motor's great, the chassis feels decent, the wheel and tire setup's pretty good, the brakes are good. The brakes on this, by the way, are huge for factory, side note. The transmission never gave me confidence. It never did. I felt like there was something missing. I felt like I was gonna break something. Meanwhile, is this 10-speed annoying that it shifts so much, or is it fun that it shifts so much? It's fun. Now, 2, 3 gears, 4 gears, just like that. But you also have a sport mode, which keeps the car in the revs longer. So if you want it to not shift as much, put it in sport mode. I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but I swear that when I put this car in drag mode or track mode, I feel as though the transmission is definitely tuned differently. And I mean that in a good way. It feels way more aggressive and it actually feels faster. And let's also talk about the paddle shifters. Paddle shifters are okay. So like it takes a little bit. So I'll put it in sport mode. And so I'll show you the delay, okay? 1, it's about, yeah, it's not very fast. But when you just rip it in the auto, when you're just like near a dead stop, it is so much fun. Like here's the car in auto. Gosh, it is so much faster than Smurf was bone stock. Crazy. Let's talk about gas mileage. I know you don't really care about gas mileage that much, but a lot of people who drive Mustangs every day, or they're going to try and drive a Mustang every day, they're gonna wanna know about how it is to fill up the Mustang. To give you a perspective, I get probably 340 miles to a tank. That's like a good estimate for me. 335, 340, and I use 93 premium gas, typically from Shell or BP or someone like that. And at the same time, I drive fairly conservatively overall when I'm just going about day-to-day business. When you drive more aggressively, yeah, you're gonna see a difference in your gas mileage for sure. My other Mustang has a gargantuan blower on it, and it still gets like 20 something miles to the gallon, like low 20s. Like, I don't know if you saw it, but when you get into like third, fourth, and fifth in this car, that's when it starts ripping. The very bottom part of it, you're like, okay, we're going. And you're like, oh my God. It's like the saying with these new gearboxes in modern cars. It's the infomercial. But wait, there's more. And it starts pulling your temple back and you're like, this is a stock car that you can get for around $30,000. It's obnoxious. Is it gonna rock your socks off the same way the GT500 does? No, but the bang for your buck in the S550 is incredible. This is just a little thing I've noticed though. My friends in the car world who typically are not in the Mustangs, a lot of people kind of know me as the Mustang guy in the YouTube space. And you know, I have everything. Like I said, I have a 240, I have an Integra, I have all these other cars, but the Mustang is what got my channel off the ground, and it's honestly what I know probably the most knowledge-wise. You can build a Mustang all off of 1 or 2 websites, like the entire thing. You can take the Mustang and truly make it your own. There's so many different options for you. What I did to this car made a lot of non-Mustang people in my life go, wow, I really like how that car looks. But it just shows that one Mustang can look ugly to someone and then another one can look really beautiful to someone. That's just a really good feeling that people look at this car and I get tons of compliments on it. And I'm not saying that compliments are like how I justify my life. It feels good. It makes you feel good when people go, you know what, I think you made the right choice. And I really enjoy what you did with the car. That's a good feeling. In fact, it really does show even on Instagram. You guys seem to love what I post about this car too. I've also noticed that a lot of you can't get used to the idea of me driving around a white Mustang. A lot of people are like, but bro, you can't, you're that dude in white now. And I'm like, no, I can always change the color later. That's not an issue. And to what shade of blue I would change it to, not quite sure yet. Even though the Euro tails on the white looks so good. All right, in conclusion, was the 2018 Mustang GT worth getting? Absolutely. I have enjoyed this car tenfold. I've gone on 2 road trips in it now. I do not regret it. It's comfortable, it sounds good, it's fast, and I haven't even done any motor upgrades to it. What will I do next? Not quite sure yet, because right now it's really nice to drive, and it's weird that I've kept a car stock motor-wise this long. On that note, guys, I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Go.